Hey everybody, welcome. Are we going? Let's see. Yeah. I'm not sure how long this stream's going to be. It's probably going to be relatively short. I am actually sick again. Um, part of the reason why I missed yesterday. I don't think I'm as sick as I was before. I hope not. Last time it seemed like it was going to be mild and then it got really bad. Hopefully this time it's just kind of mild the whole time. Well, mild-ish. It's still debilitating enough to where I probably can't play for that long. So if I have to disappear and go to the bathroom for a little bit during the stream, that's probably what's going on. But I do want to try to play at least like a couple of games here because I hate missing. I was gonna do a coaching session. So thank you, NG Pulse, especially for being patient with me on this. I've been trying to do his coaching session for the last week or so, and I just keep getting sick and all this other stuff going on. But hopefully I can get it done tomorrow. Was going to do that around 8 p.m. And then I just started feeling really bad again. And then I went to sleep for the last like couple of hours, and I'm feeling a little bit better. But then I started feeling worse right before I started this. So hopefully I can make it for a couple of games here. I've got classes that start tomorrow. We're going to give it our best shot here for at least a couple of games. We'll see how we do.
Life is too short for fear.
Where's you, Tarek? I do want to try some of these other things that I talked about in my patch notes, but
that glimmer of hope.
First pick, blind pick, I think I still have to go Tarek. Let's see what we're up against. Hey, what's up, everybody? Hey, thanks. Jeez, I mean, I virtually never get sick. You get sick twice in the same week. It might just be like a rebound of the first illness. I don't know how that stuff works, but it's bizarre. My daughter has been a little sick from daycare lately, but hers is like a cold. Mine's not a cold. I haven't eaten anything weird. I haven't eaten out. I've just been eating same basic stuff that I eat at home. I'm really good about washing my hands always before I eat, and, you know, I'm very conscientious about my hygiene. So we can go revitalize. We're not going to be getting poked in lane. And I have converted off of the zombie wards. I think the nerf is just too extreme in the early game. Inspiration's just too strong. So I am recommending Inspiration now on everybody. Usually Boots, Biscuit, sometimes Boots Stopwatch, maybe Boots Cosmic, but always Boots. Their value is just too high. It's like a guaranteed like 400 to 450 gold. I went Stopwatch because of Blitz. And Ash Arrow to a lesser extent. If we had everyone here, we could have like waited in a bush for him, then I could have eat him. Tarek has one of the best level 1s in the game. It's like Tarek and Alistar. Anything that has like multi-hit stuns at level 1. That might be warded. Dang, I didn't bring my phone in here. Alright, well, just bear with me. Try to comment on the game. Thanks, everybody, for coming out tonight. If you missed the beginning of the stream, I am sick tonight. That's why I missed yesterday, or part of why I missed yesterday, as well. I slept a little bit before the stream today, hoping I'd feel better, and I do feel a little bit better, but it just comes and goes sort of in waves. I did take some medicine for it, so we'll see. We can't really force a... I don't feel comfortable forcing level 2 all in there against a Blitzcrank with Ignite when they're that far back.
Elegance never helps in a fight, but it never hurt.
She should have jumped on Ashe immediately once Blitz hooked the wrong way. Then I could have W'd on her and then eat her. Probably forced something, but... It's pretty hard to hit a Tarek stun if you just like walk up to people and E. Like you can do it, but if they're just sitting there looking right at you, like trying to dodge it, it's kind of hard to hit it. And freezing it right outside the tower. We did get first blood, which is good. We do outscale them.
Why is it always the ugly ones?
And I would definitely play through a cold if I had a cold, you know. It's just like, probably even, well, I don't know, like the flu, it depends. I'd play through a lot of respiratory stuff, but the stomach stuff is a different kind of beast. It's really hard to, you know, it's a lot more debilitating, I think.
We're all headed toward the same inevitable end. No need to rush.
I know I don't have him W'd, but at this point I might as well wait until we're going to trade and take some damage. Okay, never mind, she got it.
Don't I know it?
Okay, wow, look at this. Syndra's putting up that ward coverage, I like that. Triss is just giving me the vibe. She just wants to farm. Like, I feel like we could get more aggressive with them, but at the same time, you know, they have Ignite. So, as usual, you know, you have to adjust your lane according to how your teammate's playing and just how the game's going. Like, this lane could go either way. Like, we could be very aggressive on him and beat him, but she's not really posturing like that. We just saw Shiv top. See if I can get hooked here. They're too close to tower. If he hooked me there, we maybe could have gone. I understand, bro, but no, I can't miss the experience though. They should be able to deal with her, I think. She's gonna run for Dragon Pit. Okay, they got her. I don't know why she's so scared. She could have jumped into them. Like, he's not gonna blow you up through me with exhaust. Especially if he doesn't have his hook. This Ashe is playing really scared too. I mean, it's just like Farm Build Simulator. But we do win the farm off. I outscale Blitz, and she outscales Ashe, so... I mean, whatever. That's a nice thing about Tarek, is like, you can be aggressive early, but you don't have to be. You can still be very relevant. He's very versatile in terms of how you play him. There's no point in me ulting. I don't think there. It would. It's gonna be too slow. I could have stopwatched though. I forgot I had the stopwatch.
Targon's mysteries are known to me.
Okay, Zillion's top. This Syndra's doing great with ward coverage for a mid laner.
Truth is worth fighting for.
See, because every time, like, and not that it matters in this lane, because Triss just, like, really doesn't want to fight, but a lot of times, if you see where the jungler is bottom, then you know if you can go aggressive or not. So the ward coverage from Syndra is giving us a good idea of where she is. So if she just put her head down, we could have at least forced the Blitz flash. Instead of jumping away, if she sees my ult coming down, and then just jumps on him, and then just autos a few times, and then ults him, like... She could have potentially killed him, I think. Because this Blitz just basically hooks and runs. Wow, they just gave us that back? I think we maybe could have gone one more, but they just gave us a free back, pretty much.
Money well spent.
Yeah, Shiv one-shots, if by one-shot you mean sits there and auto-attacks you like 3 times as a one-shot, then sure, she probably does that. Alright. Actually, give me the health. Yeah, the mana's fine. The mana's fine, because... Come on, guys. We were doing so well. He's getting all these kills. It's kind of spread out. They're probably on Dragon. We can't do anything about it though. Our jungler's dead.
Elegance never helped win a fight, but it never hurt.
Oh, Blitz went I also. Nah, I don't know if I feel like 5 mana tonight.
Just as the mountain is eternal.
I had to. They were just gonna blast plan away. And I'm melee. I mean, I'm not even gonna argue with him. He has no idea what the lane positions are.
The stars were the question.
God, okay, I'm coming. Yeah, fight him, fight him, fight him, fight him.
The mountain reveals the harshest.
Dude, let me get wards down. Let me get wards down. Are you kidding? How the hell much damage is that? That doesn't seem like... I mean, I guess I could have stopwatched there. I don't feel like I was missing 400 health, but I guess so. Just because we're gonna have viewer night tomorrow night. And I don't really feel like talking. Well, I mean, I am talking, but... I mean, I don't know. I can read the chat. If people want to see me 5-man with those guys, I can do it. I'm gonna have to run. They could potentially run me down. I know Zillion's just creeping around that area. I mean, Zillion's not like super scary or anything, but... Right, they have pretty good zone control there. Oh, yeah. Blitz is top. What? How did he get from here over to here in like 10 seconds? I mean, I know he has mobility boots, but that seems ridiculous. I guess I just have that timing off in my head internally. I just didn't think he'd be that fast. Hello? Can we purchase an item? Oh, it just lit up randomly, even though we didn't have the gold for it. Dude, they're obviously going to come over here. I know we want that tower, but it's way too risky. Maybe it was a Zillion, like Zillion helped him run over here or something with Moby Boots. Maybe that's what it was. Zillion gave him a couple of speed ups. Wait. I didn't even see one Q. Was that one Gnar Q took me to half health?
Sparkle even in the absence of
Is this?
human life is fleeting.
That champion is obnoxious. Alright.
I have seen the light too clearly to ever fear darkness.
Well, we did get Shyvana, I guess, but I'm sorry, dude. I misclicked W'd into 3 people. Alright. We don't have very good engage.
Toward the same inevitable end. No need to rush. Let me make myself crystal clear.
They could be doing Dragon. Shyvana's up there. She probably can come pretty close to soloing it.
And they see beauty in us.
Jesus. Really? When did they rotate from here over to here? I guess I just didn't see him. I saw the blitz. I think it was going to be a bit late. Please. Dang it. I don't have wards. They could be two-manning that Baron. Oh, he stopped. Yeah, I don't think they are. I mean... So expensive. Unless he TP'd last time. I don't remember if he TP'd up there or not. How the hell did they get that flank? Oh, for real? They just split up, doesn't even matter. That's probably it. This is the problem with Garen. Like, if they have any CC, like, all you can do is just run at them, you know? Like, I know there's that kind of popular Garen to Diamond guy, but there's a reason that Garen, like, is not that great. Past, like, Silver most of the time. Like, he's not awful. He's not the worst. They're just better choices, like, more productive choices. Yeah, and then he's just laughing. He's like, LOL, how am I supposed to do something into that? It's like, well, pick a champion that's more productive. Especially when behind. Like someone who has CC or an actual gap closer. You know, good champion things. Right, does more burst damage, just does something. Like, Garen just is, I mean... Like, he's tanky, and if he gets on people, like, he can shred them with Cleaver, but the if is a big thing, like... I mean, Ezreal's doing alright, but, like... I mean, Ezreal's not the greatest in the jungle right now, but he's okay. I mean, we lacked initiation. We lacked a lot of stuff that game, but... I know, that's why Nars played a lot. What's a champion that can do well even if they feed? There's a lot of champions like that. I mean, any champion that you see that's really popular, most of them, like in really high-level play, is going to be like that. Because they just don't play champions that are like super snowball dependent most of the time. You aren't going to see pro players playing like Pantheon. I mean, so, there are obviously some exceptions to that. It depends on the lane. I mean, I have a one-trick video, and everything that I talk about in the one-trick is not, like, super snowball reliant. Malzahar, feed, still has his ult, doesn't matter. As far as top lane goes, like Nasus, Illaoi, right now in solo queue, doesn't matter how much they feed, they're still relevant later in the game. Ornn, Maokai. I mean, I think Camille and Fiora are probably exceptions. Like, they are really good, but yeah, if they feed a lot, then they're not going to be that great. Rammus in the jungle is like that. Just anyone that has, like, a lot of CC and good crowd control, or that just gets a ridiculous amount of damage. It's like mobility, crowd control, damage. Those are, like, the 3 pillars of, like, winning in solo queue. Well, not always damage necessarily, but mobility and crowd control are big things most of the time. Nah, I mean, I don't think it was worth dodging. I think that, I think Ezreal jungle is fine. I really do. I thought he did alright that game. Something weird just happened. Like, we were ahead, and then all of a sudden we gave him like 6 kills in a row. I didn't see exactly how that happened across the map. I know Blitz roamed middle and got a couple. Our team just didn't have engage. I mean, would something like Sejuani or Rammus be better than jungle? Yes, of course. But I think that Ezreal's okay. Yeah, I saw Firewall probably talking about that. I mean, I talked about that Tahm Kench build in my most recent tier list video. I think it's pretty good. It's not just that there's an obscure person, you know, in Challenger that's doing it. I saw, I can't remember one Korean, like, LCS or LCK or whatever, pro support player was doing it. Maybe it's the same guy that he's talking about. Might have been Gorilla. I think it was probably Gorilla. But yeah, if you had to ask me, would I rather have Ezreal jungle or Garen top? Probably Ezreal jungle, depending on the team comp. Hey, what's up, Kleenex? Hope you're doing well, buddy. I think our team comp was fine enough to, like, play it out. I don't think it was bad enough to dodge, but it definitely wasn't ideal. But, I mean, we could have won. It wasn't just the comp. Like, we screwed up a lot. Like, people got caught a lot. I got caught a couple of times, you know. So it's not just a team comp thing. But it certainly didn't help. Well, once again, we have no engage. I don't have a lot of CC. I meant to take Ignite. I guess Exhaust is going to be better for Fizz. I'm going to try out this different Recon build here that I talked about in my video, going Unsealed, and then I'm going to try getting like maybe 3 points in lane and going Eye of the Watchers. 3 points in Q in lane and then going Eye of the Watchers. So I get a bit more pressure in lane. And then maxing shield after that. That's what I saw Gorilla doing. I think Gorilla's really good. I mean, Gorilla's probably my favorite Korean support. One of Rakan's big problems is that he has a hard time applying pressure in lane. And so having a few more Qs does let you trade more, because it not only does damage to them, it heals you potentially, and it gives you an outlet for Eye of the Watchers. It's going to be a little bit less gold than Oasis, more than likely, but it's going to give you a bit more pressure. Excuse me. Not that we're going to be able to pressure that much against Caitlyn, but, I mean, they do have Alistar as well. It's okay, especially after the Guardian nerfs. The Guardian is just really bad in lane. 70-second cooldown is rough. And Font of Life is like, it's okay. But, and after the Zombie Ward, that also enables this build. After the Zombie Ward nerf. I got Stopwatch against probably Fizz later. I had a decent stopwatch usage last time. I mean, it didn't work out. We died anyways, but I thought it was going to be really close. We almost made it with that stopwatch. Stopwatch, if you use it correctly, you know, it can deny a kill to the enemy, which is about 450 gold, and you can sell it for 120, so that's about a 570 profit if you use it correctly. I mean, in the best of situations, you can get the enemy to die and save yourself, which is obviously massive win. That's like an 800 gold swing. Even though it doesn't build in anything as support, which is kind of sketchy. And we could make, like, if the opportunity presents itself, like, we could TP, we could switch over to TP. I haven't used this. This is a super high skill cap. Like, Unsealed Spellbook is a super high skill cap thing, like macro knowledge summoner. So at some point, like if I'm in Fountain, I could TP. Well, Echo, you picked Echo top. Well, yeah, okay, at least he understands that. Damn it, he rendered that, so now I'm gonna be really late to level 2. Come on, man. And he walked out of the heal. Come on, Fod. I mean, these are little things, but they add up. Okay, not a catastrophe. We're pushing into them. It's all right. Well, we gotta get everything right. We want to have a really high win percentage. Then we'll go for the shield. Like, we could engage on them, but we don't know where Rengar is. It's likely... Okay, he's top. And he's gonna... Why are we invading him? I mean, I guess we do have Shaco. No, we're probably going back down to gold 2 tonight. We might be able to get back up to gold 1. Hey, thanks for the sub. I appreciate it. I don't have any cooldowns. What, 2v1 and he gets a kill? What is this tomfoolery? Okay. Well, I guess we got one kill out of it. That ability, there's no way that's 900 range. Like, that visual is misleading. There's no way it's that long.
Look good, feel good, let's kick some ass.
Bro, how many times is enough? It's like 3 dice in lane not enough?
This looks like another dangerous situation. Thankfully, I can improvise.
Well, they double teamed him, so that's good. We don't know where Fizz is. Okay, Fizz is back middle. I don't know about this build. Like, I'm trying to pressure, but like, this Q just really doesn't do a lot. Like, it's so hard to hit this thing. It doesn't splash. It's a really slender hitbox, and it has like 400 range. Maybe it's not that low, but And it still doesn't do that much damage. Even when you hit it, it feels like the reward is just not there. It does give you a bit more harassment, though. It's just hard to hit it around waves. It doesn't push. I could get on board with maybe getting more points in shield early, but maybe getting 2 points in Q instead of 3. There's some people who max Q. Not a lot of the pros do, but there are some in solo queue that max Q, and I really don't get that, but even 3 points feels a little excessive. Feels like you're just trying too hard to have something to do in lane.
Why is it taking so long to get back to the action?
Hey, thanks so much for the sub. Appreciate it. We're basically even on farm. Scaling is similar. Kalista's gonna be better, like... Oh, Darius is gonna get top. That Echo TP is completely unnecessary. We're basically just gave up top tower for that. Like, Shaco and I had him. Okay, we've got to watch for Fizz. I do have exhaust. Okay. I mean, I guess, to be fair, Echo was going to lose that top tower anyway, so... Yeah, Rengar is creeping around behind. That's full health. Yeah, we got it back. Alright. Grab that, this, that.
I dance because I'm free.
Sometimes you just gotta give up wards, man. You know, like, or give up buffs. If there's 3 people at your blue buff, it's okay to say, hey, I can't get that. Okay, he missed, but we don't want to give up all this CS. She does have Infinity Edge.
I can't die looking this good.
Okay.
Don't take a lot of words to tell the
Try to bait him with a pink.
truth. I'm supposed to scout around.
See if he'll, like, headbutt onto me or something. Okay. We're really focusing out Alistar there. We're really focusing out Alistar with an ult. I should have stopwatched somewhere in there. I mean, he said he wanted to fight. It looked like they pretty much murdered us in that fight. I think in theory with our items, like, we could fight, but we're just playing that really, really poorly. Like, I hit Caitlyn twice. Like, once with my ult, and then again with Callista's ult, and she didn't get touched the whole fight, basically. We gotta back up, we gotta back up. Fizz is coming.
I'm offended by how little attention I was given.
I don't get it. Like, what am I missing? Why is it every time I ult, Caitlyn never gets touched? I mean, I know Alistar's standing right there, but he comboed me. I don't understand why when I ult onto Caitlyn, why like there's not an immediate follow-up like Callista ult so we can chain CC her together and then Callista just goes on her and then I exhaust her and we kill her. Like, I don't understand why that sequence hasn't happened yet. I don't know if he's like lagging tonight or like what. Feels like I've had to, like, use my flash 3 times. Like, I go in. hell? Like, I don't know why we just couldn't back up. Like, the triple kill was good, but why do we have to... Like, I thought the play was gone. That's why I backed up, and I was so low. Like, Caitlyn could have, like, one-shot crit me. And killed me just like that, pretty much. So I had to back up out of there. I mean, if she wants to make that play, yeah, she should R me. But we could also just back up. Like... I thought I had enough health to block her ult, though, but I didn't have any armor yet. Fiddle may have actually lived through it, because he has Hourglass, so he at least has some armor. Are you kidding me right now? That can't happen. Like, he gets a free kill out of that? Why does Shaco not have a single piece of armor yet as a jungler? Why is nobody hitting them? What the hell is going on? Like, that was a double, triple knockup. Like, all three people were CC'd. Not a single person touched them. Like, is this the Twilight Zone? Like, what's going on here? Alright, well, people actually went in that time, so that's good. Making progress. How can I see how much money I've made off this item now?
No magic's joy and its fury.
Is it say like it removed the tooltip where it says how much money you made off it? At least is it over here? I mean, I haven't been able to find it since they redid the quest. It used to say down at the bottom. So I don't know how much money I made off it, but it feels like it's a lot less. I like the Unsealed Spellbook edition, but I'm just not completely sold on the more Qs, and especially on the Eye of the Frost. It's like, yeah, it does give you a little bit more AP, but you're sacrificing so much gold to get it. What? Why did he not touch anybody? Like, I'm so confused. Like, that was a 2.5 second Fiddle Fear, a charm. Like, that was like 4 seconds of CC, and no one touched Fizz except for Fiddlesticks and me. I don't know, man. I'm not usually like that critical, but this is like something weird's going on tonight. I don't know what it is. These aren't like simple oops. Like, these are some really big things. Like, a lot of them. I mean, I've made mistakes too. I should have used stopwatch somewhere in the game, you know. And there were a couple of times I'm sure I messed up, but like, maybe I'm just not seeing what's going on. Maybe he was buying in the fountain that time and he was just walking up or something. Well, we don't really need tanks, we just need people to follow, like, damage, you know? I mean, it wasn't just, like, nobody was following up on the damage that game. This is my main account, Rudy. Rakan to Alley's fine. Like, I don't know, man. I don't know, Fud. I'd say we didn't play great. I'd say we didn't play great. Rakan to Alley's fine. Like, we had a lot of chances that game. We needed engage. Like, no engage is going to be good in Alistar, but no one else on our team can start a fight. Like, we have a Shaco and an Echo. And that's it. You know. Like, we could use a Callista ult maybe to engage, but, like, nothing's going to be good. Like, Alistar's just good against engage, but Rakan's one of the better champions for engage. I mean, I'd say Alistar had very little to do with why we didn't win. I'd say Rakan had very little to do with why we didn't win. And we just played like garbage that game. I mean, that's it. Their team played a lot better than ours. But yeah, I mean, Rakan and Alley's fine. Like, they're the same thing. Basically, like, they both have engaged, just Rakan scales better than Alistar does. Because he has shields. So I don't mind Rakan and Alley. I mean, it's not Rakan's best matchup in the world. I think it's fine. This guy wasn't even doing, like, really hardcore things that you could do as Alistar. Like, he wasn't using his Q to knock me out of my W when I tried to W onto Caitlyn, for example. Or his W. Like, he wasn't really, like... A really good Alistar can, you know, shut out Rakan a little bit better, but it's not happening in gold. It's an okay matchup. Like, maybe in LCS, yeah. But it's fine in gold. Yeah, we're playing ranked. Duo with Kleenex. Kleenex is a lot higher than I am. If Kleenex wants to duo, we can duo, but I think, like I've said before, I think it's rude to ask if you're, like, a full league above somebody or below somebody to ask them to duo. I mean, you can ask, but it's kind of like... It's awkward. I don't want to put Kleenex in that awkward spot of having to turn me down. It's like if you ask some girl out who's, you know... It's not exactly the same, but, like, who's kind of your friend that you know or something, and she's, like, way out of your league, and you know it's... Okay, I'll just go Rakan again since we have a, Xayah. It's not quite an apt analogy, but it's just one of those things that could be awkward. How they pick Thresh enemy. That's fine. I want to go Ignite though. I probably should have... I don't know. Our team's pretty good. They have a good team too, though. Klepto Thresh, eh? Okay, so what did I like and what did I not like? Well, I did not like Spell Thieves at all. I'd much rather just have the gold from coin and just get an extra item in the mid game. I mean, the extra, like, 1,000 gold off a coin let me finish that one last item. In the mid game, whatever I want that to be. You know, it could be an Ardent Sensor, it could be a Mikhail's. It's just, it's very flexible what that gold turns into. Like, I know what Spell Thieves turns into. It turns into, you know, 35 AP. But I'd rather just have a ton more gold. I just feel like you can't proc it enough. Most of the time in lane. Those Qs are just so, like, frustratingly difficult to hit. Especially if the enemy's hiding behind CS. Like, maybe if you have them completely pushed in a tower and you're just getting the free fire Qs on them. But, so that felt bad. I think Spellbook felt pretty good. So I like the Spellbook. I don't like the Spell Thieves. I don't like having a lot of points in Q. And frankly, I really don't like having a lot of points in E. Like, I do like E in the mid game, but I still just like W so much. You can get it off multiple times in a fight. Like, that's his CC. And that's your mobility around the map.
They don't always go wrong. Mostly? They mostly go wrong. That's why I'm here.
So, I don't know. I do like having the E, but I just like having that W too for more CC.
30 seconds until minions.
Okay, maybe that was it. He was just distracted. Why is this guy wanting open? It seemed like something wasn't right.
Minions have spawned.
If you need me, whistle. You know how to whistle, don't you? No, that's not whistling. You forgot the plan.
No. Yeah. Hey, have you seen his cape?
First blood.
For real? Everybody stacked?
I'm so tired.
Wow.
Everyone
They all stacked on golems. Because they suspected Singe was going to try to proxy like that. That's about as troll as it gets, honestly.
I hate everyone today.
Even me?
Not you, baby.
Well, they missed 6 CS and some experience for it.
I'm gonna earn this
What is this team? Is this a range 5s? Like, why is he down here at level 3? I mean, I guess we knew he was top for that, like, Golem's cheese. Like, the movements this game are so bizarre. I blew out Ignite hoping I could get her heal or her flash. It's pretty low cooldown with the Summoner with Spellbook. Come on, dude. Yeah, man, she has heal. I don't know, man. Maybe tonight's just not Fod's night, dude. I don't know, man. Like, some of these plays are so questionable. Like, I love Fod, but this is not good at all. Like, if he were to rotate it over there with me, we maybe could have turned it, or at least just, like, run. I don't know. It feels like turn and try to all-in the ADC that we know still has heal is probably a bad idea. Because at best, he's going to trade. Like, in the best case of scenario, like, he's going to trade, right? Which is just a 1-for-1. Oh, I can't even get the boots.
I think they underestimate my charm. How is that even possible? Come on. They ain't seen moves like mine.
Shit. Like, they're obviously gonna be there. They're obviously gonna... Why would Vayne do that if they weren't gonna be there? I should have just let him die. I should have W'd out and let him die.
They want us in cages.
Like, why would Vayne, you know, tumble forward and try to E you into a wall if she knows it's 2v1? Like, that's why I didn't W on her immediately, because I knew they were going to come running around here. I mean, it's super obvious. And she still has both summoners. Maybe both of those were down in that fight. I mean, we can still win. We still have Cassidon.
We must keep moving.
Dude, I'm not 6. I'm not 6. Fuck, now I'm dead too. I should have just run.
Get myself hyped.
I should have just left him to die. As soon as he goes up to the tower, just leave him to die. I can't do it with Fa tonight, man. He's too distracted or tired or something. I don't know. Like, I pinged, I wasn't 6. I'm clearly standing right in front of him, level 5, and he turns around and tries to fight it. Like, we have no ward coverage. I love him, dude, but, like, it's just not making sense tonight. Like, something's going on.
Given a little spark of madness. You must.
They ain't ready for what I'm bringing.
Losing to a freaking Kleptomancy, like, Hex Flash, Thresh.
Hey, party's over here.
Where do we go?
With Exhaust.
Your turret has been destroyed.
Let me out.
Rakan is very enthusiastic. Got it.
Dude, she's gonna be right there in that bush. Okay. I blew the Ignite that early because I was hoping that Kassadin was going to all in and just blow her up before she could even ult. It's like a 2-minute cooldown with all the summoner stuff too, so... Like, we can still win. The game's not over. I mean, just because I'm frustrated with what's going on bottom doesn't mean that we can't win.
An ally has been slain.
They do have a 7-1 Vayne, though, so that's an issue.
Is my cloak right? Yes, it is. I was worried there.
Shut down.
Jax doesn't have any wave clear. Like, we don't have any wave clear, though, which is really bad when you're behind. Xayah has alright wave clear. Like, Kassadin doesn't have any. I don't have very much. Jax doesn't have any. No, just leave that. She really needs boots.
Ain't nothing I say should be taken seriously. That's why it's the truth.
Dude. Come on, Jax. Okay, they're getting blue buff baited. I'll take it.
Think we got a problem.
Think or no?
We got a problem?
No. Who cares? Give them blue buff. I mean, just thank God they did blue buff instead of getting this tower. I don't have ult.
Enemy double kill.
I feel like my allies aren't recognizing how amazing my cloak is. I mean, seriously. Rude.
Since you're 1-4, Chief, like, if you're 4-1, you can maybe start complaining a little bit. But you dove tower, like we saw Malachi behind him. It's a bad move. Like, if you don't blow him up instantly, just let him go. Like, you have no armor other than Ninja Tabi. Like, you can't tank tower shots. Like, yeah, we're having a god-awful bot lane, like, experience this time, but... You know, you're not completely blameless. These guys are acting like they're challenger. Like, if they were challenger, they would be winning this game.
I don't need anything.
That's the secret. If you think you're good enough, you think you're not making any mistakes, you are. I know a lot of times, I think I do a pretty good job of pointing out the mistakes that I make. If I see them. I mean, obviously I don't see all of them, but...
Where you going? Where you going?
An enemy is unstoppable. Shut down.
Shit. How did Annie even get over there? God, their pathing is just so weird.
Ally has been slain.
I can't do this alone.
We know they're there!
An ally has been slain.
I will
They
walk.
just killed Cassidon right there.
They will walk.
Like, there's no way we're contesting Dragon. Jax is up here getting Gromp. Cassidon's dead. We're down 15 kills. Like, the best possible outcome there is you get a ward on Dragon so you can watch them take it. Like, that's it. That's the best outcome. The worst outcome, and the most likely outcome, is they're still there and they kill you. Because this stuff in here is likely warded. Because they've all been in here for, like, the last 5 minutes. So something in here is likely warded. Maybe this.
I can't wait to see what
But either way, like, you're not going to gain anything by walking up and taking that risk on Dragon, because you're not going to take it. Jax is not there. It would have been a 4v5. They're really far ahead. Like, you got to think about these things before you make these decisions. Like, why am I doing this? What's the risk? What's the potential benefit? Okay, Cassidon can still win this game. This is why I always tell people to pick Cassidon. It doesn't really matter what else is going on in the game. Cassidon will find a way to win.
got freedom. I got a lady. I got a cause I die for. That's who I am.
Yeah, I just like this recon like layout a lot more. It's like more W's just feels so much better to have more CC in fights and just more mobility. No, we should have just left it. Like, there's 3 people there. I'm just gonna play around Cassidon. I mean, they got Baron off of that, though.
Long ago, our kind danced upon the mountains like flames. Now only the embers remain. I know people are watching. How could they not be?
I can't get that stuff right now. There's too many people missing. Pressuring. They're gonna try to... Like, what? Seriously? What? Why is she not dead? Like, are we focusing Thresh? Is that what just happened? Again?
I miss Saya.
I'm trying to think of what I even get here. I guess I could get like a Mikhail's. Probably Mikhail's next. I didn't spend the 300 gold because I wasn't quite sure what I wanted. We did knock off their Baron though. Cassidon's really huge. No. About to get focused. She's dead. She's pushed up with no vision on either side. I'm trying to get vision, but they have pinks. Yeah, we shouldn't be looking for fights right now when it's a 4v5. I mean, that inhibitor's down. I don't want to use my ult there. I'm gonna hold it. I really need something against that Vayne though. I need some armor. I have to get armor. How much armor does this give? Only 30. It does give health though too. I mean, maybe I will just go right. I'll just go righteous this game.
Ladies and gentlemen, I am here to entertain.
I got 2 inhibitors out of that.
You too.
It's like the 50th time that I immediately go on Vayne. Nobody's there. Nobody's even in range to E onto. And I die. But I've got to CC her or she just kills everybody, even if I die for it. Kassadin finally went over there and got her. Can't go into that Annie stun, though. I mean, I have to get Annie if I go. Shit. Vayne's just too big. Yeah, Jax is not the greatest. Okay, good. Well, he ducked out. Like I said, I love Fodder. This is just not his night, man. Yeah, we're currently gold 1. Well, you don't need a change summoner. Like, it's the cooldown. It's a 25% cooldown. Like, you can switch to teleport, but even if you don't switch, it's still useful to have 25% more flashes. And it's not only that, like, you don't have, like, I talk about this in my, video, my tier list video, that just the slots are much more efficient in the inspiration tree, because the second slot in you get more HP also out of going inspiration, and you get 20% more healing off your pots, which is really nice. But it's also more slot efficient because every single slot is something useful in inspiration, and the second slot in the resolve tree is pretty bad. Like, you can go Font of Life or Demolish, but both of those are pretty awful. Like, that slot's really bad. And so if you go Inspiration for Spellbook, it's not only for the Spellbook, but you're getting more pressure in lane. I'm probably going to dodge this. If we have Riven and Lee Sin against Tarek, Jinx.
The Tempest is at your command.
There's just a lot more slot efficiency. Guardian, I mean, Guardian's still alright, but after the nerf, it just feels really rough. Like, you get, with Summoner, you get more Ignites, more Flashes. Like, you do have the option to try to make a teleport play if you want to. Can't call me a Lee player if I don't play Lee. So he doesn't even play Lee, and he's picking Lee. And they have Nasus. And Vayne and Fizz. This is like this is like the solo queue fail comp. Like, take a picture of this. This is how you fail in solo queue. If you play this comp. All squishy champions that are high skill cap with no CC. Versus theirs. 3 tanky champions, low skill cap. Very high impact, lots of CC. Well, I guess Nasus doesn't have a lot, but Wither's actually a surprisingly brutal CC later in the game. Okay, so I might just go grab a drink really quick. You can't do normals if you're waiting on a dodge timer. I mean, I could switch over to the other account. Well, I mean, I know you like Fi. The Ardent meta has been back. It's just not with Ardent Censor. I've been talking about that for a long time. It's because of Relic Shield. But a lot of people don't get Ardent as much. I mean, yeah, Janna's really good right now, and I think that Lulu's pretty good too. Thanks, Mickey. Oh, if I lose that game, if I play it, like, you need to dodge, even if you're at 0, I'm going to get demoted. Like, if I lose that, I'm almost certainly going to get demoted. Ignite is still pretty good late game because it cancels heal, it stops a lot of other healing abilities. Like, Exhaust is good later, but you just don't have as much pressure. Like, everybody who plays Recon, like, every single person, just about, at least at a high level, is going to take Ignite. I mean, Exhaust is just not a summoner that you see much anymore. Like, you do see it some, but it's like, I guess there's more than I thought there would be, but it's still like a majority Ignite. But there are some Exhausts in there. More than I usually see. But if you'll notice, a lot of times, it's Ignite and Exhaust. That's when they do it. So like, everybody has Ignite every time, but sometimes people start off with Ignite and Exhaust, and they go with that as Summon or Spellbook. And then they eventually switch over to Flash. But they take Ignite Exhaust for lane with Summon or Spellbook, and everybody's doing Summon or Spellbook on Recon right now. I mean, this is what I was talking about, like, right when that rune came out. I said you could go something cheesy like Ignite Exhaust and just, like, automatically win your lane unless the jungler comes down. And Rakan does have a pretty good escape with his W, potentially, so... You can switch out of it for later. I thought top laners might do it more than they are. But... Okay, I'll be back in a second. Let me put the timer up. Let me grab a drink of water. Alright, and we're back. Thanks for waiting for me. For a few minutes there, I had to put my daughter to bed. She fell asleep downstairs. My wife still doesn't feel comfortable carrying her up the stairs. If you're new to the channel, my wife had major surgery on a brain tumor about a month ago at this point, and she's still recovering from that. I left my phone in the other room. I'm just going to leave it in there for now. But yeah, I mean, as far as dodging, like, you don't want to think of it just like, oh, I have 0 LP, like, I have nothing to lose, but you do, because you always lose MMR, and that's how you get demoted. So, like, that was, in my mind, that was like we had a less than a 20% chance to win that game. Like, there's such a high fail rate, because all of those champions, like I said, were really high skill cap. They're just, like, the things you don't want to see in solo queue. Like, high skill cap, squishy, no CC. At every position. And conversely, they had a few low skill cap fairly low skill cap champions like Nasus, like Maokai, that have a ton of CC and are very effective. So, and they had damage. I don't remember what they had, but they like, their team comp was 10 times better than ours. It's like, in what, every single lane was a losing lane and of ours, and every single lane had to win really hard in theory for us to win the game. And we had to close it out before the tanks get to like 3 items. I mean, like, it can be done, but the execution required to do that, especially on really high skill cap champs like that, is extremely high. Now they have Nasus. God bless. Like, I need to ban Nasus, but then they just pick Alawi. Both of them are absurd right now. Firewall gave a lot more advertising for Nasus, though, so maybe I should ban Nasus. Firewall didn't mention Alawi, but he did mention Nasus. I'm pretty sure in a recent video. I mean, what are we playing here? Vayne.
The Tempest is at your command.
If they pick a Kog'Maw or Twitch, I might dodge again and just play some normals on my alt account. It's Kog'Maw, yep. So, like, what is wrong with people? Like, legit. All squishy, low CC, high skill cap champions again. They have, like, a Tryndamere jungle, though. Like, I guess I'll play it. I shouldn't. Probably. Like, at least Diana's pretty reliable, like, heavy damage. Like, she's not a great champion right now, I don't think. But later on in the game, like, she can at least get on the Kog'Maw and maybe blow him up. But I forgot about Nasus, though. Alright, at least Lulu took exhaust, so she maybe doesn't want to... Like, we can't... This one's a little bit better, though, than last time. I mean, they have a lethal tempo, like, Tryndamere in the jungle. If I take Wither late game, or if I can Mikhail's off the Wither late game, we might be able to take Gnosis, but... Okay, he is going Grasp instead of, Klepto, so... At least he won't get to his late game as fast. Why would you take Doran's shield? Like, Gnosis is not going to harass you. I don't know. And the Ignite's also questionable, but... Whatever. We do have damage, I guess, at least. This one's like marginally in their fate, or not marginally, but this one's like probably they have like a 60% chance or something, and your second dodge should be a 25% or less chance, at least LP wise, not considering MMR. Whoa, dude, whoa. Cog could have all ended right there. God bless it. She ran into melee combat with Kog'Maw in order to maybe get a third hit on Lulu. And then she's lucky to get away because Kog'Maw just like randomly runs away from her. What is this Elo? What happened? Like, what is going on? Vayne had her flash before. She decides to use it right there when they still have all their summoners, including Exhaust. I do not like the W build in a lane like this where we're going to get murdered. I like E so that in the mid game I can at least play around like Diana or LeBlanc or just somebody else who's doing something productive. I know people always ask, they're like, but this Challenger player I saw goes for, you know, maxes W first. This LCS player that I saw playing Janna maxes E first. It just depends on how the lane goes. If you watch Janna in the LCS, they almost never max the W. It's just a solo queue, like, lane domination troll build. Not that you should always imitate what LCS players are doing, but for me, like, if you go for points in W, a lot of points in W first, you're having a slightly better laning phase, potentially, but you're giving up a lot of your mid-game team fight. Because really what defines Janna is her shield. And you're not only giving up defense, but you're also giving up offense, because that shield gives your AD carry a lot of extra AD. I mean, max shield's 40 AD. So you're basically depriving your AD carry of a BF sword at level 9, in addition to a much longer shield, in addition to 10-second less cooldown, so that you can have a bit more, like, lane harass with your W. And in my mind, that's not worth. You know, I feel like if you want to play that style of champion, you should just play Lulu. If you want to play, like, harass with some scale at the enchanter spot. This Kog'Maw is, like, definitely willing to take tower shots to try to harass, which is good. There's that brutal Diana gank. God. I mean, Diana honestly just shouldn't leave her jungle pre-6. Like, just sit in there and farm. Well, don't play Diana jungle first of all, but if you have to, if you just really love Diana, and she is cool. She's got cool lore, she's got some cool skins, like, I like her. It is fun to one-shot people, but you just can't do anything pre-6. And by anything, I mean, like, anything. Unless the enemy really screws up. I'm gonna have to start wave clearing with this. What the f- How? Was it that one lane minion for 12 damage? Vayne still doesn't use her heal that whole time? Wait, what? Why would you, like, RN and then Q? Like, you Q and then R because that gives your R a reset. Like, that's the whole thing about Diana. You hit your Q first, then you R, and you get 2 ults. Like, there's no point in playing Diana if you're not going to double ult. Like, what? We're just, like, giving up first tower. Like, we had a 3v2 if Diana just stopped doing golems and came over. Like, I have exhaust. I have ult. But she just, like, sits here and does golems. Like, she goes in, messes up her combo, runs, and then does golems when they're actually threatening tower. When the support's actually there to help her out with summoners and ult and everything else. Like, they're gonna dragon or middle. You can't sit there and freeze. Wait, what? Why? What the f- Why? Why would you go into 3 people like that when LeBlanc has like 2 HP? Okay, well finally we got some good news. Man, these games are so hard. They really are. Like, this doesn't seem like it's like really advanced knowledge. This seems like really basic stuff here that we're dealing with. Like, my mid laner just got chunked out and has 10% health. Their Kog'Maw's really fed and already has a Rage Blade. Maybe I shouldn't go all in 1v3. I mean, maybe that's advanced, but to me, it seems like it's not even that much, like, extra reasoning. It's just... I mean, it's just simple arithmetic. Three is greater than 1. Like, she saw all 3 of them there. It's not like... I mean, it's not like people came out of bushes or something and she just, like, wasn't expecting it. Like, they're literally all 3 there. No, they're all about to come out of a bush here, though. I'm not walking in that. We might be walking into a problem here. No, get the guaranteed gold, man. No, get this guaranteed gold, dude. So she just chased that Tryndamere across the map and probably lost about 200 gold right here. And all of the experience on the tower. So she probably lost like a half a level of experience. Because there was a cannon minion there. She probably lost a half a level of experience. And like 200 gold. So she could chase Tryndamere. I mean, Ahri was really late, so thank God for that, but... Dude, it's... For real? I should have dodged. I just really want to play a game of League of Legends. Well, I mean, this happened last season, too. I was in gold for a while, like about a month at the start of last season. It's just really hard to get out of this sometimes. That's why team comp, I would say team comp arguably matters even more in gold. Like, it does matter at high-low, too, but it also matters at gold because, like, if your team does really badly, which is highly probable, then, like, you have to win just on the strength of your champions. Like, that time when, earlier tonight, when FOD went like 1-10 bot lane, like we almost won just because we had a Kassadin. Or not almost won, but we were like relevant in the game. You know, like we had chances to win because we had Kassadin. Whereas if we had like a lot of other mid laners, like if we had a, you know, a Fizz or something that started off like that. But like, they have such reliability, they have such late game scaling right now. Like they have Nasus. And they have Kog'Maw, so even if we kind of start to come back, I mean, we kind of do also, but theirs is so much easier to execute. Kog'Maw, you just right-click, like Vayne actually has to dodge things where they tumble. I don't know. Like, I should have dodged because LeBlanc has to crush her lane really hard. And, like, Camille has to really win decisively top lane. Really, I kind of got baited by the Trandamere jungle. I was like, okay, they have Trandamere jungle, that's bad, we can come back. But it's just so dangerous. Like, if Nasus gets ahead or if Cog gets ahead, we have a real problem. And they're both ahead. But, I mean, we can definitely come back, but this is why team comp just matters so much. Because it's just going to make it almost impossible to come back and win. Dude, get out of here. Like... Like, that dragon doesn't matter. We need towers. Like, we need map pressure and we need gold. Like, yeah, Earth Dragon's nice, but... Got that static Shiv Rush Vayne. No. I probably need to start just banning Cog now in this meta, ever since they nerfed Vayne. Another thing about having no tanks is you don't have anybody that can do Baron reliably. Get crab, get crab. So they can't sweep the crab. So you can't tank towers. Like, it's really hard to coordinate dives if you don't have a tank. It's really hard to take Baron. It's really hard to have anyone that can... I mean, Kog'Maw is going to delete tanks anyways, but... Holy crap, for real? I guess I should have gone the other way. Like, it's likely they had that warded. I just didn't think Kog would path like that. Why is she so far up? What is going on? Well, that's Baron. I should have just dodged it. I got baited by the Tryndamere jungle. But it's the same logic that I had before. They have much lower skill cap, higher impact champions on their team, and that's just how you win solo queue. Good job, Lulu, man. That Rowan Omicron rush. Oof. Oh boy. I'm trying not to be a hater. Nah, I can't do Zyra, guys. It's not a good meta at all. Like, the runes are just awful for Zyra after the nerfs to sorcery. Like, you're just not going to cut through a support who runs, like, Second Wind and Biscuits and Targon's Brace. You just don't have enough damage. I mean, I'm risking them taking a Lally, but I really don't want to deal with Kog'Maw again. Like, yeah, they can still take Twitch or Jinx for, like, hyper carry status, but if Kog'Maw gets ahead, it's just too hard to deal with him. And because we have Malphite, like, Kog'Maw does mostly magic damage. The Malphite's armor is not going to be as good for that.
The names of the drowned.
Okay, that was a perfect pick, because they picked Thresh and Malzahar next. I don't think I'm going to be offensively walking towards them. I mean... I feel like I'd almost rather have the 5% cooldown. Well, enemies who are impaired, you do get the 10% movement towards enemy or allies who are impaired also, so it's not just offensive, it is kind of defensive too. Now, I've wondered with... No, I'm not doing it on Tahm. I'm just not going to say anything to him. We'll go for Ignite here. I mean, I do know about the strats that he's talking about, but I don't want to mess with those. Like, you can have, you know, like, you can push really quick. Like, you can back, like, we could back and get, like, her, whatever, her on-hit thing that builds into Bork, and then both take teleport and TP back to lane. Or, like, we could roam around with Tahm's ult and then TP back to different locations. Like, you can do all that, but all that takes a lot of coordination. And I'd rather just take Glacial Augment on Tahm. I think that's just more reliable. More reliable kill threat in lane. I mean, what's she gonna take, though? Like, Ignite? I mean, who cares? I don't know. I don't think it's a complete waste.
To covet is to starve.
Minions have spawned.
Now we shall
Okay, so we need to not push because... Kane's pathing bot lane.
we all gonna die sometime. Delicious. Misery has
I guess if we push hard enough, we can get it to bounce, maybe.
another snack. Gluttony is impossible. The only real sin is to deny or
Yeah, see, we pushed him so far under tower. Like, we pushed too fast. What? Dude, I have... Why would you flash? Okay, good. Like, you know... This guy's talking like he knows the game so well. Why on earth would you flash that? Like, I have a W. Like, this guy talks a good game, but he's just screwing up so hard. Why? The guy literally just said, I play aggro, and then ran away. I play aggro. runs away as soon as we have a chance to go aggro. It's like, son, you don't know aggro.
Famished and starving. I have tastes that aren't
Wait, did he just rend before he put more stacks on him? I mean, I'm not trying to be too hypercritical. I'm just like, you know, trying to point stuff out. And I am a little frustrated. I mean, we've lost like 4 in a row tonight or something. And it just kind of gets my goose a little bit when someone like tries to call out all these commands. And then they're just like making a lot of pretty elementary mistakes. I don't even get here. I guess I go into
everyone ends downriver eventually.
probably just Knight's Vow. Just Knight's Vow Locket.
I have appetite focused. My diet is expansively unique. How'd you like to go? Eat voraciously. Over and all. All shall drown in madness.
Of course they did, Oriana. I mean, welcome to first back, Thresh.
I refuse to resort to culinary degradation. Their despair is the seasoning. Anything of depth is deceitful. The only real sin is to deny a craving. Even when you have no bait, you can still cast a line and hope. A feast awaits. What I
No way. Kane, you're dead. Oh my gosh.
now we shall gluttonize. Misery has a delectable taste.
Like, just run. Like, he had a chance to run out this way. Like, we saw Malzahar right here. He could have just run away.
Suffering
I think the biggest mistake of low players is they try to go for trades. They try to go for kill trades when they could just escape. Like, if you look at LCS players, I know sometimes people say, like, hashtag worth if you get a kill and they, like, if you trade kills. But just look at LCS players. How often do they trade kills? How often do they try to go for plays where it's basically a suicide, but they're going to trade a kill? Almost never. They never go for bloodbath games. Like, the best teams go for 0 death games. Dude. Can we? Ugh. I think I'm actually gonna go, go for Mercs here. We have... Yeah, we can definitely kill him. Nocturne does have ult, so I don't want to use my W here. Actually, yeah, whatever, I will. I think we can beat him even if he ults. Something in here's warded. Yeah, that is. Missed him. Dude, we're doing everything else on the map. You just gotta quit dying, buddy. Like, you know where to find me, Chief. Like, I really need to be mid lane so that I can make the best out of my ult. And protect Dragon, and I'm just matching where Thresh is. Like, I want to be where Thresh is because I completely cancel him out as a champion. And Malzahar. Like, I need to be around Thresh and Malz. Like, he's just getting soloed by Teemo over and over again. Like, I've never liked the bot lane goes top switch. It's dumb. Like, you should just go mid lane. Then you can go back and apply pressure bot lane after you push up mid lane. It's just too far off sides to go top. With two people like that constantly. Yeah, that Kalista just hanging out top for like 10 minutes. May have thrown the game. I should have told her. I should have told her to come middle. Yeah, that put our most power, which is Kalista, into a really bad matchup for her, which is 1v1 versus Teemo. Wait, why can't I? Awkward, I couldn't do that on her portrait? What do we want next? Probably... I mean, Frozen Heart would probably be pretty good here, honestly. They have 3 auto attackers. My lights are like always flickering here. I don't know what's up with the circuitry in this room, but it's probably not a good thing. Excuse me. We could also go Zeke's. So we could go Zeke's for on-hit Callista, or we could go Frozen Heart to make us tankier and to give more, to like give loss of attack speed. Alright, well, we gotta win. I mean, Tahm Kench did feel really strong there, but at the same time, like, they picked Malzahar and Thresh into Tahm Kench. But I do think that he's really good here. I played Tahm Kench a lot. He was my most played champion in the season where I got to, Oh, nice. I do like that, actually. Project Yeast Summoner icon. Never had an icon out of a box before. Gonna disenchant that? I guess not. But yeah, I played a lot of Tahm in Season 6. I don't remember how many games I had on him. I had almost 300 games on him. I had a, like, for a lot of that, I had almost a 60% win rate. It's like, a lot of times my most played champion, I will have, you know, like a 60% win rate or so for the first, you know, 150, 200 games. And then it's like, once you get over 200, then the law of averages starts catching up with you a little bit. And you just start going down. Alright, let me see if there's any questions, and we'll get another one in here. Well, I know, but I don't know, like, which I want with it. Oh, I'm not re-rolling them. If you're saying, like, use 3 of them to get another random skin shard, I'm not going to do that. I use them for the orange currency, so that when I do get one that I want... Because there are so many skins out there. It's a high probability that I'm going to get one that I don't like. There are some of these I wouldn't mind having. I'm just kind of keeping them around. Like, I do like the Santa Vagar one. I don't mind the Bard one, but I do have another Bard skin as well. I wish they'd let you roll 10 of them or something to, like, at least pick the champion that you want a skin for. Or maybe not 10, but, like, 5. Just like, I want a skin for this champion. It doesn't say which one it is. Like, you have a probability, so you can't guarantee yourself you're going to get, like, the $20 skin. But just say, like, I want a skin for this champion. If you roll, like, some number of them. Somewhere between 5 to 10 of them. Because a lot of times, I just get a skin for a champion I don't have a skin for, is what I try to do. Just so I have a skin for every champion. Yeah, I mean, Tahm is situational, but the situations in which he's good are a lot right now. I mean, he's at my tier 1 list. I just did the most recent tier list, if you haven't checked that out on the channel yet. I think I just released it this morning. Yeah, I explain all about, like, why I think certain champions are going up or going down. But I think Tahm Kench is tier 1 right now. So yeah, he is situational. Like, the situations where he's not good are if the enemy has a higher scaling AD carry. Most of the time. If your team doesn't have an answer for that. But that describes a lot of champions too. Like, he doesn't technically scale as hard as someone like a Janna or a Tarek. But he just is a get out of jail free card for everyone on your team. And he has the most kill potential of any of those. Like, he does a lot of damage, so he can really fight. Especially early on. Like, if he eats you, you're dead. Like, with that, Glacial Augment, if he gets a Tongue Lash on you and you don't flash, you're probably dead in lane. Unless you have enough damage to kill him. Early on, which is a lot of damage. Because he's going to Tongue Lash you, then he's going to get to walk up and Glacial Augment you, and then if he eats you, it's it. Because he's going to spit you out right back on the AD carry. And then Tongue Lash you again. I'm going to wait a second. I'm not super thrilled about having a Riven on my team. Yeah, I have the patch notes here.
Snap your W2 and file...
So be sure to check that out if you haven't already. I've got the timestamps in the Google Doc if you don't have time to watch the whole thing. Which is fine. I know a lot of people don't. But yeah, it's Tarek, Janna, Tahm, Braum. My top 4. And then I think that Rakan and Alistar are both, like, really good engagers. So the problem is, all of these champions are really good against engage. So if the enemy has a higher scaling AD carry plus one of these, it's just really hard to deal with in this meta. So the AD carry pick matters a lot right now. Yeah, gambling is fun. Well, Nocturne's not that great. He's okay, but Tahm Kench totally crushes him, because whoever he goes on, I just eat him. And, like, if Nocturne doesn't kill the person, like, that he goes on, then he's worthless. This is looking really bad. Don't like Teemo, don't like Jhin. We'll see what they pick, but... Not only is Jhin, like, not a strong scaling like, so he doesn't scale very well. I mean, he's okay, but he doesn't scale like Kog'Maw or Jinx or Tristana. I guess I just need to ban Kog'Maw then. So Jhin is like the perfect storm of what I don't want to see in an AD carry. High skill cap, like must win early, like doesn't scale very well. Very few escapes, low mobility. He does have nice burst damage if you play him correctly, so it's not like it's impossible to win as Jhin. He has good pressure early. Just as I always say, I'd rather, if you want to play Jhin, just play Miss Fortune, because she's a lot more relevant in the mid to late game in solo queue. And she's the same thing. It's early game harass. It doesn't scale that well. Although, like, I think that she does scale better than he does. I'm just going to go Tahm again, I guess. Tahm erases Warwick. Warwick's ult, at least.
Call me demon. Water forgets the names of the drowned.
Yeah, I mean, Nocturne's... he's not great. He's okay. Yeah, they have the Jinx. Does this guy play Teemo? Like, Teemo can be good, but he's extremely risky. Like, he's got the early game, but unless he goes AP Teemo, he's not going to have a late game. No. Silver 1? What? Okay, he does build a good Teemo build, at least. He is 10 and 3. Okay. I guess. Not a huge fan, but I think we have greater than a 25% chance, so I won't use my second dodge on it. Okay, I just make Leona not even a champion, so that's good. But, like, their comp is so much easier to execute. Like, Azir's hard to play, but, like, Kennen in the mid to late game just, like, rolls up. It's like flash E and then R. And that's it. Jinx just, like, right clicks. Azir's hard to play, but Azir's, like, really, really good late game. Vel'Koz requires quite a bit of skill to hit a lot of his skill shots. Well, a decent number of them are squishy, though, so maybe Teemo late game. I don't know. Like, I'm pretty decent at them. The problem is I can't really do a lot about Azir or Jinx, and we don't have good assassins to get on them. Klepto Teemo.
Welcome to Summoner's Rift.
Zen and Warwick are similar in scaling, but I think Warwick's a bit better. I don't know. I mean, they scale a lot better. We got to get some kills in lane. I think we can get kills. I think Leona, if Leona goes in... Like, if Leona ever goes in, we can kill her. Ha! Well... I mean, I'm talking like level 2, because Leona's going to look to all-in level 2. Because what, like, how this usually plays out with Leona or Thresh, it's like they all-in either Jhin or Tahm Kench, they take it, and then Tahm Kench can turn around and eat them, and then spit them back out with Ignite and blow them up. So, hopefully that's what happens. We'll see. I mean, at least we have, like, they picked a good support in, like, a good support for us. Like, if they picked Lulu or something here, we would be screwed, probably, because Lulu can buff either Azir or Jinx if either one of them has a good game, and I can't do a lot about that as Tahm. But the Leona pick is great for us, so that makes us viable. If they had Lulu, I probably would have dodged. Oh, Zen's trying to invade. Azir's not rotating. Teemo's gonna be late to that. Okay, it worked out. See, I was directing that some, even though I'm bot lane. Like, I'm keeping my eyes middle, and I let Teemo know, and, like, I let them know that Azir was coming, and I told the mid laner to go help. So I'm still, even though I'm bot lane, I'm still shot calling mid lane because I'm paying attention. And that's really one of the strengths of support, is because I don't have to CS, I have more brain power available to watch mid lane and interpret the game and direct. Leona's probably raging right now. We're saying let's AFK at 15. It's good for us. Her typing there, she was undoubtedly typing. Her typing there just made Jinx miss like 2 or 3 CS. And CS matters. I remember, so you make $2.13 an hour. They may have changed that in restaurants, but in the United States, you earn $2.13 an hour, and all of your income comes from tips. And I just remember I was like back helping the bartenders after and I didn't clock out while I was doing it near the end of the shift. And yeah, no, my manager, I don't remember which one it was, if it was Peter or Neil, they're both awesome guys, but, he said something like, I don't mind you helping the managers after your shift or whatever, but you need to clock out. And I said, it's just $2.13 an hour, and just kind of laughed, and he said, the next time you think $2.13 an hour doesn't matter, give me $2.13. Or something like that. Or something like, the next time you think $2.13 doesn't matter, give me $2.13. Which really kind of stuck with me. It was interesting. I'm like, you know, even such a low amount of money that seems paltry matters. And so with CS, even just missing 2 CS can definitely matter. When you go back and you're like 50 gold short of your item, you know, it can be a big deal. I mean, I'm a pretty frugal person, but that was like kind of taking it to the extreme, because I'm thinking, oh, this restaurant makes all this money, you know, but that's why it makes money, is because the guy, you know, really controls his margins. If he let everyone run around, like, getting an extra $2.13 an hour to do random stuff sometimes, then... So I had a pretty sweet deal as a busboy in this restaurant back in the day, like 2005. because I would get the bartenders. All the servers were making so much money back then, because that was during the housing boom before the crash. So people were just coming in, spending all kinds of money. Everybody was rich, and off of their imaginary money. And it was really sweet at the end of the shift, because I would get the $2.13 an hour, I would get tip share, which is where you get a percentage of the total tips when you're the busboy. Oh, I hit the wrong one. And then people would also pay me to do odd jobs on top of it. So I'd like roll server silverware, or I'd clean the bar for the bartenders, or just like clean the tables for the servers, just all kinds of stuff, because they just wanted to get out of there and go party a lot of times. Like, hey man, I'll give you 20 bucks to roll my silverware. It's like 30 minutes worth of work. I was like, yeah, let's do it. Bartender's like, hey, take these mats back and do these dishes. It's like 15 minutes of work, 20 bucks. I was like, yeah, absolutely. In addition to getting the tip share and the $2.13 an hour, which was something like $10 or $12 an hour. So I liked it. I had a lot of fun working there. I worked at a Bonefish Grill. I still talk to those managers if I see them ever around town. One of them was dating one of my friends for a while. Yeah, we'll just go with that. Damn it. We're doing alright. We shouldn't have given that away, although there's not a lot we could do about that, to be honest. Like, we had to back and buy. I didn't have wards. And Zen's topside, so, you know, it sucks that we lost Infernal. Zen should have been bot side protecting it. Oh, he didn't back. Okay. I guess I can try to make a play. I'm not 6 yet. But I've got nothing better to do. I'm not going to be able to get anything. Can I get the crab? I can get the scuttle. Just trying to find something productive I can do since my back was desynced with Jhin. We're probably stronger right now. Nice. You gotta communicate a little bit more if you want to play Tahm Kench effectively. Like, you have to get the jungler to come down and use your ult. You have to communicate when you want to rotate mid with people, when you're gonna ult. So you have to, like, be pretty vocal digitally when you're playing Tahm. He uses, like, the maximum of his kit. He's great to duo if you have a jungler duo. Because that gets him every time. Like, silver, gold, even in platinum, like... They never back up when Tahm is, when Tom's not in lane, so you can easily just ult behind him. Especially these immobile lanes like Leona, Jinx. You can do that all day. You can get them at least 3 times before they figure out, like, that they shouldn't be pushed up that far. Still a lingering problem with tanks is CDR. That's why I'm thinking that, you know, something like Frozen Heart wouldn't be awful. Zeke's is actually pretty good on Tahm because... Now, it's not going to be as good with Jinx. He doesn't have a lot of attack speed, although it would be good on Xin Zhao. Because whenever you cast your ult and then cancel it, it goes on cooldown for 10 seconds, and it triggers Zeke's. So it's pretty nice. It's kind of a cute little interaction. But I think Frozen Heart could be decent too. It's got a ton of armor. It's got CDR. I don't want to go into that. I will come up and try to help cover tower, but... But yeah, like, so CDR is a problem, but now that you have extra gold, hey, thanks for the sub, I appreciate it. Now that you have the extra gold, though, from not having to buy, Sightstone, and also the fact that Ruby Sightstone and Face of the Mountain don't exist anymore, oh god, I wasn't expecting that burst. Shit, I should have eaten him faster. Wow, dude, that Jinx ult did like half of his health. What? I was like watching for the Leona. I should have eaten him out of the Leona ult. I was just way too greedy with that. But yeah, like old school, like Frozen Heart might be pretty good. Especially a lot of people running these attack speed, 80 carries. Like all three of them want attack speed really badly. I really wish they just take off some mana and lower the cost to like 2,500. I think that'd be safe. It's not like a super oppressive item, but it's a really nice item for tanks because it has 20% CDR, and it's still really hard to get the CDR cap with tanks because Locket doesn't have any CDR on it, and you can't go Ionian Boots or anything like that. So usually, you know, with the standard tank build, you're going to be sitting around like 20% CDR most of the time. Like 10%, honestly, until you get Knight's Vow. They did last season put CDR on Knight's Vow, and they put CDR on Equinox. That used to not have CDR on either one of those, and that was awful. Tanks would have like no CDR. Okay, sweet. Iceborne Gauntlet's also a decent option on Tahm Kench, but I went Glacial Augment, so it's a little redundant. I could have ulted on top of the Azir, but I think he'd just probably fly away. The thing with Tahm is you're never going to have like amazing stats because you don't have shield, so it's really hard to get assists. Like you have to actually physically hit people to get the assist. Because your biggest asset is saving people with your W, which doesn't count as an assist. Oh well. I wanted to make sure he didn't ult out of it. He may have just ulted out of it if if I didn't do that, so... It sucks that I got it, but... It's better than nobody getting it. Oops, wrong button. I'm probably dead. Well, Vel'Koz is coming. What? I tried to eat him. Damn it. That was troll as hell. Ugh. I don't know why I didn't eat him. Maybe I pressed the wrong button. I thought that I pressed W on him. I'm too slow. Figure it was worth a try. She walked all the way back. Just like an 80-second cooldown. If we got a kill on her, we would have gotten bot tower. There's 3 middle. I don't think we want that. He's backing. Excuse me. Like I said, I'm still on the sick side. I am feeling a little better, but... I know there's a ward right there. I thought I'd be able to see around that edge. It's so troll. Dude, that Warwick probably just threw his keyboard through the window. I ate him, and then Teemo blinded him. He walks away with like 10 health. I don't want to ult onto that. I thought about it. Or whatever. Let's just get this. Just get this. I waited too long. Dude, I don't know if we're that far ahead, man. Come on. Damn it, that was a stopwatch too. Well, or just don't go. Like, why not just get the inhibitor? Like, why do you have to engage on him? Whoa, 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 bro, whoa, bro, whoa, bro. Just making sure my E button works. Does it work? Okay, it's working. Just double checking. I probably would have died anyways, even if I used Grayskin, but it's always frustrating when you're just like a tenth of a second too late on your Grayskin. That's one of the hardest parts about Tahm Kench, is you really want to milk that Grayskin, so the lower you get, like, the more value you get out of it. But, you know, obviously if you wait too long, then you die. So that's part of the hard thing of using him, is knowing when to Grayskin and when not to. Knowing when to eat, when not to. So mechanically he's not very hard, but, like, decision-making wise, he's pretty tricky. That's why there's a lot of really bad Tahm Kenches out there. He almost never has much higher than a 50% win rate, and a lot of times he's in the 40s, like mid-40s. Wait, how did they know? If he just waited on me, we really don't want to fight a 4v5 though. Hey, let's do this. Or can we end? Just end? Okay, I guess we can end. Alright, so we made it happen. The Vel'Koz did play very well, and so did Zen, for the most part, played pretty well. Yeah. I mean, just because, like, you win a game doesn't mean that, like, you shouldn't have dodged it. Just like if you keep a 2-7 offsuit in poker and the, you know, the flop, like, you bet into that, you pay money to see the flop on that in Texas Hold'em, and it ends up being, like, a 7-7-2 flop, and you flop into a full house, and then you take out, like, 3 people at the table because no one sees it coming. You're like, aha, I knew I should have kept that 2-7 offsuit. You know, so you can't strictly, you know, base whether or not something was a good decision to not dodge, you know, based on the results. But I think if it was a 3-point dodge, I probably should have dodged. If it was a, you know, but a 10-point dodge, probably not. I mean, we had a really good matchup bot lane in the laning phase. So that's the thing, is we had a winning bot lane. Top lane is a winning lane early. And the mid lane is about even. So we at least had 2 winning lanes. It's just kind of the scaling was going to be the issue. But we got so far ahead that that just didn't even really matter. I mean, I want to play some more, but... What do I... You mean Glacial Shard, or do you mean Glacial Augment? I think Glacial Augment's fine. I don't think it's just a Korean thing. I mean, I was saying that, like, right when the runes came out, that I thought Glacial Augment could be good on Tahm Kench. Just Tahm Kench hasn't been great for a while because he had a really hard time with poke champions early on. But he's really good right now because people are shifting back towards CC champions, and you're trying to protect hyper carries now, so Tahm Kench is very good at that. So I don't think that this is like new technology or anything like that. Like, I think, and I don't think I'm the only one to think about Glacial Augment. I think there's a lot of people that run Glacial Augment, but it certainly is a much more appealing choice now that Guardian has been nerfed so much. And he just has really good matchups against a lot of the stuff going on right now. Yeah, I probably should end on a win because I am still kind of sick, and I do have class tomorrow. And I still need to work on my syllabus a little bit. Like, not the... I have all the, like, the activities and stuff. There's a couple of, like, dates and things that I want to shuffle around a little bit. Yeah, I think it's pretty good. So, yeah, I think I will cash in. I hate to do it when we have, like, 180 people. But, like I said, I'm still feeling kind of sick. So I need to get a good night's sleep. And hopefully be better tomorrow about that. I haven't tried it yet, Nakio. I mean, Mid-Beast is really smart, so if it works, if Mid-Beast likes it, it's probably a good idea. I mean, auto-attacking with Glacial does allow you to hit your W pretty easily. I don't know about GLP. I mean, maybe. I guess if you have Glacial Augment, then GLP does help out with that. That does help you land more Qs, and that does help you, more importantly, land your knockback. So, I think it could be good for sure. Especially after the Airy nerfs. There just isn't really a good keystone for Talia, so maybe Glacial Augment is good. And they did increase like just how much it slows on ranged champions, so... I mean, Mid-Beast is a really smart player, so... It's probably good. I could see why that would make sense. Yeah, I mean, Tahm Kench and Jin are classic, like, good... That's a good lane, too, because the reason you just described, like, you hit him with the Tongue Lash, it's basically an automatic W, and that's pretty much an automatic chomp. So, they have some really good synergy with each other. Then when you spit him out, like, he can drop his little trap, and you spit him out on top of the trap. So, that's... I used that in Season 6. This guy... That was when Jin was really good, like, right on release. And this is like February of 2016, before I had the channel. And this dude and I went like... It was like 19-1 or something. It was insane. We went from like Platinum 5 to Platinum 1 in like 2 days. It was ridiculous. And he played Jin every game, and I played Tahm Kench every game. So yeah, they are a really good combo. Oh, what do we have here?
Love your guides.
Wow, thank you so much, Spottis. I really appreciate that. That's awesome, man. Or woman. I really appreciate that. I've got a lot more coming up, too. And thank you so much if you've commissioned a guide. I know there are several of you out there that have. It's just these illnesses this week have just crushed me, and I've been trying to... It's like a really big patch with vision changes and stuff, so I've been trying to put a lot of time into the patch notes and the tier list, but I've got some guides coming up. I've got Vi and Cassidon are first up on the docket, but then I have a bunch of other support ones coming out too. I mean, I can show you which ones. Let me see here. So I have quite a few things on the docket, which is awesome, but I'm trying to be faster about them. It's just, like I said, the illness, and then I've still had to do a lot of stuff with my daughter because my wife's still recovering. But she should be back to, like, full functionality, like, next week or the week after. She's going to go back to work. And then I have class starting, but hopefully I'll get to feeling better. So, yeah, we have Vi, Cassidon, and then Scion, Azir... Morg, Lulu, Brand, Thresh, and Sona. All coming up. At some point. Oh, I need to do that dude's OP.GG too. So yeah, just people have really like stacked a bunch of stuff, which is great. And then I have itemization guides coming up too, in terms of like good itemization guide for like AP supports, utility supports, and tank supports. Given the new changes to Sightstone. So I've got all of that coming up. Hopefully I can do all of that within the next week or so. Okay, let's see if there's any final questions. And I gotta head out. I probably do need to go to sleep. Heh. Do it all tomorrow, that's right. What's up, Talith? The 24 is probably, I imagine it was a, whatever, what's the word I'm looking for? Currency exchange would be my guess. So he probably donated in non-dollars, and it currency exchanged it, would be my guess. Yeah, I mean, a lot of people drop off, like, once the games are done. I mean, it makes sense. Oh, I mean, a surprising amount of people stick around just to hear me chat and answer questions, which is awesome. I really like that. But yeah, a ton of people just, you know, want to watch the game as well, which is perfectly fine. I need to order an HD cable. The cable that came with the monitor is no good. So... we'll see, but I need some rest so I can get over this illness, because I do have to teach tomorrow. But... yeah, the Kench has been unbenched, man. I think he's pretty good. Now, to be fair, they have picked really terrible stuff into me. Like, you do not want to play Leona or Thresh into Tahm Kench, because, I mean, that's going to make him look really good, because he, like, super hard counters those champions. But he does feel very strong right now. So we went 2 and 4, which sucks. We did actually gain LP off of it because we were at 0 LP, so that's good. But anyways, that's going to be it. Thank you very much. Have a good day, and I'll see you next time.